Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Sesh from the new Sesh studios here in the not bright or sunny at all Cleveland, Ohio. I am your host, Raveheart, here as always, my best friend, my co host, my partner in crime, Taylor Surreal. And we've got a few fucking races to catch up on, but like this is going to be our main Miami conversation. Um, But let's start off with the two races that we've missed: Australia and Imola.
We missed both of them?
Well, we did our picks for Australia, but we haven't done any like further discussion or episode on it. So
Oh my goodness.
yeah, it's been a
It's
bit. It's
these
been a bit. Moving.
these multiple bye weeks just have my head scrambled.
Also, like me moving did not help.
Oh, that too.
But yeah, so Australia didn't really like. If I'm like looking back on it, there wasn't anything other than Max's. Did Max DNF in
Max.
Australia?
That was the last race?
Australia.
No, he won.
No, he won at Imola. Leclerc's won in Australia. Yes,
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
The last race was Imola where he won.
And then the race
And
before
then
that, Leclerc's won, but Max DNF'd. But Checo was still on the podium. Like, okay, yep. Sorry. It's
yeah, that's right.
Australia just kind of faded with the misfortune of Ferrari at Imola.
Yeah, immediately after Imola I completely forgot about Australia
Yeah.
because I was so excited.
And I gotta say, I feel bad for the Tifosi who were there. Like watching Carlos go off on the first lap, and then Leclerc's just shitting all over the bed with like 6 laps to go. How do you? Was that like him just cracking under pressure, or
I think
I?
he lost his tires because they're like, before Max caught him. I mean, Max is trailing by like zero point 0.5. And before he actually overtook him, you could hear it over the radio. They're like, it won't be long. There's already a lot of scoring on the right front tire or the front left tire of Leclerc's. Like, just keep pushing. And then after, I don't know, 3 or 4 more laps, it was he couldn't, he had nothing. He didn't have the traction to keep that pace up. That's what I think.
So I'm wondering if what we're going to be seeing going forward is the Red Bull can at times be faster, but for the most part, it's just going to be better on its tires,
Yeah,
but
it seems like,
within
yeah,
striking distance of the Ferraris. But the Ferraris are the out and out pace leader,
yes.
but they're just going to be burning through their tires every race.
Yes, and there's one thing that we've seen last season and through review of the season prior, Ferrari doesn't seem to have the most rock solid strategy.
No, they don't.
They kind of fly by the seat of their pants and they seem to be very emotional kind of led team, or just culture in general,
Yeah,
where you see it, Mercedes and Red Bull do not deviate even if like the choice is going to make them lose. They stick to the game plan.
yeah. Ferrari's decision makings seems to vary quite a bit.
Yes.
And I think, like, in the end, if there's something that's going to fuck them over, it's going to be that.
Yes. I think we're going to see Ferrari keep this up all season. They're continuous out in front at all times. Maybe just because of the speed of the car. But I think we're going to continue to see them make some unusual decisions where we're looking back like, why did they not pit right then? Or
Yeah.
what are they doing? Like, I don't know.
it just very much seems to me like there's a bit of prototypical Italian in their strategy calls.
Who would have thought?
I know the most Italian, car company in the history of Italian car companies acts like an Italian car company.
Exactly. Beautiful.
Yeah, I do. I don't know. It's gonna be fun to watch because like I don't think Mercedes is totally out of it for the constructors. Maybe the drivers. Who knows at this point? Like we're still only like 4 races in, so
But
there's not.
isn't Lewis mathematically out of the championship now?
I don't think so.
No?
It's like if coming out of the summer break, Mercedes wins like 4 or 5 in a row, they're right back in it.
Really?
Assuming that like it's George, like say for instance it's Hamilton, Russell, Verstappen, Perez, or Perez, Verstappen, or for whatever
Going
reason,
one
maybe
two.
like you see a random Alfa Romeo or Haas up there, just because of some craziness.
Oh,
It
you're saying and Ferrari falls off.
If Ferrari falls off, then yeah,
I
it's
see.
possible.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
mathematically, you can't really rule anything out 4 races in.
True. I didn't even think about the leaders performing poorly and then not gaining points. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's there's still a possibility that they might come back, but I don't see how not Mercedes. I don't see how Ferrari is going to keep this up.
I have a question in regards to exactly what you're talking about. I thought about this the other night. Do you think these new rule changes, car updates, etc., all the new stuff for 2022, do you think a chunk of that could have been intentionally picked to give Mercedes a hard time? Meaning, whoever picked these things looked at Mercedes like on an entire spreadsheet of what they're good at and what they're not good at, and their engineering team and everything, and they picked certain things that would give them a problematic time rather than just randomly, oh, this is safer and better for the sport, because they're tired of seeing Mercedes dominating for the last 7 years.
The only reason that makes me say yes is the floor cutout rules from the beginning
I
of last year. And like remember the race 1 in Bahrain. And Otmar Safenhauer is just he's the guy that F1 TV can call in on it whenever they want for that weekend. But
Yeah,
all Otmar Safenhauer wants to talk about is how the low rate cars got fucked this year and how, you know, because their whole design concept was just copy paste as much from Mercedes as they possibly could. And
right.
there is part of me that very much thinks that there was it's like okay, yes, put safety and sustainability and all this other bullshit at the forefront,
Right.
but do so in a way that's going to fuck with Mercedes.
Yeah, like hand pick things that are going to give them problems or like make them change things 180 degrees because they have to now and now they're thrown like a massive pickle. It just seems so bizarre and interesting at the same time. I was trying to draw the lines together the other night and I was like, huh, I wonder if this was a ploy all along. Not because anybody in race control or whoever controls everything, not because they're tired of seeing it, but because they think the audience is tired of seeing it.
Yeah, I definitely think that, and also the like regulation update that the FIA just released not that long ago, where they're talking about like chassis changes for next year, engine changes for 2026. The engine changes for 2026 are literally a direct copy over of all the things that Volkswagen said they wanted from the new power units to get them involved.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Very interesting how they selectively choose things, but then there's a nice cover over it of sustainability and eco-friendly, yada 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 yada.
But it's also, yeah, it's Volkswagen saying, hey, we want the MGUH gone. The MGUH is gone. And then,
Ah,
of course, like, Porsche is talking about doing their deal with Red Bull. And, like, you could tell Lawrence Stroll is really questioning how much of an investment this was really going to be. And also because his son has just been the most, it's like spatial awareness. That part of Lance Stroll's brain just not working right now. He's just turning
is
in on everybody.
is he the new Mazepin?
I mean, he's the biggest pay driver force in F1 at this point. Other than, Monsieur Gotifi, but like let's be honest, like despite the fact that Nicholas Latifi is basic as fuck, like half his Instagram posts are all about Nutella. But yeah, Lance Stroll is probably the new Mazepin because it's just like there's very much this sense of, you know what I do on track may put your life at risk, but that is a risk I am willing to take.
Exactly.
And but yeah, it's like Audi are apparently in talks to take over the Aston Martin venture, which
It's not like Aston Martin's been doing much, so let's
but like
switch it up.
unfortunately for me, it's like if Audi joins,
Oh, you'll be in heaven.
I am
Pre-ordering all
there's no
merch.
Red Bull, there's no McLaren,
Then we'll have a proper rivalry.
there's no Haas. It's just Audi. It's Engelstadt all the way. At
That'd be
some
so
point in the
healthy.
future, I may tell the fine viewers at home about why I am 110% behind Audi, but I'll save that for future shit. But
Yes.
let's move on to the Predictors Championship. So right now is sitting at, let me check, Braveheart Racing with 75 points and Surreal Grand Prix with 58 points.
And that was, remember, we got to tell them when the last tally was.
The last tally was after Australia.
After Australia.
And we did not pick Imola because I was moving.
Logistical issues going on in the background.
But we're back at it this week with what is arguably probably the stupidest Grand Prix. I think it's shaping, at the very least, it is shaping up to be the stupidest Grand Prix in the history of Formula One. But let's talk about Miami. Who you got?
Man, I have no idea. How the hell are we supposed to pick? I mean, I'm just going to go off of gut. I know I don't do that a lot on this channel. So, we're no sprint race, right?
Nope. Just the usual P1 through 5 and then fastest lap and pole.
Okay. Street circuit. On pole, I'm going Leclerc's. Why? He's Monegasque. Why? He comes from Monaco.
Oh, did you
All
see
he
on
knows is street
Instagram there
circuit.
was like that thing that like showed where the Formula E's in Monaco this week, and it was like showing like their showing the race, and it was like the gym of LeCluckle's apartment building literally overlooks the track.
This is exactly. This is why I'm going the Cluckles. On pole. However, I'm going Max. P1. Now this is where it gets really hairy. Everything else.
Yep. Because they had the 1-2 at Imola, Red Bull. But then Red Bulls
but that's
also
only
had the DNFs all
exactly.
throughout the season.
They're, here's something that's not going to be considered by a lot of people. It rains hard every single day in Florida.
And usually completely out of nowhere.
Completely out of nowhere for 15 minutes and then it's gone.
Oh, this could be worse than Sochi.
This is a huge potential monkey wrench thrown into this race that I don't think a lot of people are accounting for right now. That said, I'm going LeCluckle's P2. I think they're gonna do some things after Imola, and I think they're gonna be a little more aware with the tires, etc. It's gonna be hot down there in Miami, and humid. So I think they're gonna keep together. I think LeCluckle's P2. I'm going Checo P3. P4. Going Sainz. He hasn't done very well recently. The last couple races.
Nope.
But I'm going to do that degenerate gambler thing you're always talking about. I'm throwing Sainz up there. P4. P5? I'm going George Russell.
Who you got for fastest lap?
Fastest lap? Fuck. I'm going the Cluckles.
All right.
It's just the pace is insane, and I think it's a safe move to pick him for fastest lap because he could get that at any time. And yeah, that's the final.
So I don't think street circuit really does apply here. It's a parking lot circuit. There's no elevation change whatsoever.
Like the old Vegas track.
Except instead of being at Caesar's Palace, it's around fucking Hard Rock Stadium. Yeah, I think for pole, I'm going Max. P1, Max. P2, LeCluckles.
Safe move.
P3, my boy Lando Norris.
Oh, shit.
P4, Checo.
Let's go.
P5, Danny Rick.
Danny Rick. Oh, the degenerate gambler is still in there. I see him.
Yes. McLaren really, really impressed me this past week, so I'm hoping that there's a bit of continuation over to this week.
Oh, I've been seeing hints of last year from Lando, and I'm like, oh my God, he's going to be up in third, podiuming again. This is fantastic.
And fastest lap, I'm going to go LeCluckles.
Safe again.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen. This is a wonky new track. What the?
Yeah, and just speaking of fucking wonky in general, let's move on to this week's main topic. Are the organizers of the Miami Grand Prix fucking insane? Let's talk about all the reasons why the answer to that question is yes. Team
One.
Principals Parade, which apparently has been canceled according to Toto Wolff. Infield Yacht Club. Why they needed to put yachts inside? I don't fucking know.
How do they get the yachts inside?
I don't know, Taylor. I don't have enough. I don't have access to enough cocaine to answer that question.
Better question, how did they get the yachts out? Were the yachts there before the water? Question mark.
Definitely.
What is
like
going
it.
on? Question mark.
So that of all the things is probably the stupidest. But then we've got the opening ceremony. No one's told us what the fuck that's gonna be yet. I'm really hoping Pitbull shows up.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Mr. Worldwide.
Miami.
He has to, right? Him or Rick Ross.
Oh my God, yes.
Perhaps
Somebody.
Pitbull and Rick Ross.
We can only hope.
The live music and DJs all 3 days. I want to point out the lineup is fucking shit. If it wasn't attached to an F1 race, like you couldn't pay me money to go see that shit. The Chainsmokers, like I've seen Tiesto. Tiesto's great. You'll love him to death, but no. Not in that environment. The first day, it's all Miami radio DJs. I'm sure they're great, but you know,
They're selling it like it's an LA or sorry, like a Las Vegas beach club or like a Miami fucking beach club.
oh yeah, the
vibe.
trackside villas and all that other.
Post Malone. Why is Post Malone there?
Why is the Chainsmokers there? Like
That was.
I thought the fucking. I thought they were dead.
Yeah, I thought they retired and died.
I thought everyone realized that they've just been making the same song over and over again for 5 years. I thought they'd worked that out.
Evidently not.
Like F1, if you want a DJ, even though I am retired, I will come out of retirement to DJ a Grand Prix and I'll show you how it's done. I'm right. Braveheart now, officially offering my musical services to Formula One for a discounted rate, just so you guys don't have to put this trash on a flyer anymore.
I know Tiesto's watching this. Tiesto, talk to somebody.
Tice,
get this under control.
Like
Lando Norris, you too. Talk to somebody. I know you're watching as well.
But yeah, it's just like it's they've said from the get-go that it's going to be a quote spectacle. I just really like the only way any of this will be worth it to me is if one of the days somebody rolls up to the track in a white Testarossa convertible, obviously, with the Don Johnson fucking rolled up like sleeved white jacket, because this is like, oh, what if the producers of Miami Vice threw a Grand Prix?
No. You know what's going to happen? DJ Khaled's going to pull up.
Oh, no.
In the all-white convertible Maybach. That's what's going to happen. That's your new Don Johnson. The new Don Johnson.
Can we at least get like an Al Pacino Scarface cameo at some point?
He's going to be dressed like Pacino and Scarface when he kills the guy in the street right on Miami Boulevard. He's going to have the fucking... the Hawaiian shirt, the white slacks. He's gonna pull up.
Tommy Vercetti from Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
He's gonna pull up in the white drop top Maybach, and it's just gonna be atrocious.
It's like, bro, I thought Las Vegas was gonna be trashy, but it turns out like Miami is going to be way worse. I legitimately don't see this race. Like, I don't know how long they're under contract with F1 for, but they're not getting that contract renewed.
I'm just
or at least I
astounded
fucking
that they got
hope
in.
not.
I don't know how
Because
they got it to begin with. There's already a track laid out in the city of Long Beach.
yeah,
We've had this discussion. We don't need to go down that road, but I don't
New
understand.
Money Monaco. Hashtag New Money Monaco.
Hashtag new money mind.
Um, it's like, yeah, if you wanna bring the United States Grand Prix some, give it some much needed redemption. Go back to Indianapolis, like do
Yeah,
it right this time, and
come
not
on.
like absolutely fuck everything up just because you're running two tire suppliers at the time. Like after looking at Las Vegas and seeing that like the organizers are not directly related to motorsport, but like are motorsport fans at the very least. But then going to Miami and looking into who's putting on the race there and seeing they're it's they're purely entertainment industry people. Yeah, it's ugh. I've said this about golf not too long ago, but like F1 has a white people problem. Cause it's just like, bro, like this is cringy as shit. And nobody is admitting it to it at all.
Well, for one thing, I don't know a lot of non-white people that care about car racing,
Unfortunately, that is true.
but I hear what you're saying. Bring the race to Baltimore City. Let's do it. Formula One through West Baltimore. Let's get it. Come on. There'll be a total of 37 people at the race. No, I'm just kidding. Um, eh, I don't know. It's
It's just
bizarre. One
it feels like just this disconnect between the people who are running everything and what
for
people
sure,
actually want.
for sure. One thing I will say that's interesting is I have an inside source, and I've seen through people that I know that when the race was announced in Las Vegas, a lot of people became posers. A
Well,
massive amount of people in the community became posers and started posting about it. I will say the people in Vegas are extremely excited though. One, because it's now a new thing, a new event. When you live in Vegas, there's not much going on,
that's
and
new.
you don't really care about the strip. Like nobody's like, oh my God, Britney Spears' fucking residency is tonight again. Remember Tiesto or Diplo? Nobody gives a flying fuck.
No.
But when some new shit comes into town, it's like the biggest thing. So the entire city of Las Vegas and greater area is enthralled with this F1 thing, and they're all going to be there until they see the
Whereas
price of the tickets.
there were people in Miami, notable, significant people, who were a part of a lawsuit to try and keep this race from happening.
Exactly. There you go. The Miami people don't want that shit.
No, it's like
The
they're saying that
residents.
the noise from the race will like have an overall negative effect on the population of some nearby like island that's basically
People in
just
West
full of
Palm Beach
yeah.
are calling in uh, like, bitch, you're 45 miles away. What are you talking about? Um, we
It's
got to
also like
remember.
if the Dolphins were better and like actually there was noise coming from that stadium on Sundays, people might actually have they might be more
Maybe you'd be used to
desensitized
it.
to it. They'd be. This is
One
the
important
Miami
fact.
Dolphins' fault.
One important fact that we must highlight. What is the primary demographic of the people in the beach cities of Florida?
Rich
Retired
old white
old
people.
people from the north.
Yeah,
The last thing they want is a ruckus. The last thing they want is Barnum and Bailey coming into town and fucking doing their thing in the streets. It's the
at
last
200
thing they
miles an
want.
hour.
That's the last thing they want.
They do
And
not
these
want. They do not
promoters,
want the Flying Circus touching down in Miami.
FIA is like, you know what? Miami's our place. Why? Because it's going to create a spectacle through the lens of the camera. That's it. You get the palm trees, you get South Beach, you get the high rise, beautiful hotels, which are hotels and apartment buildings. They're gorgeous. That's all you're getting is a beautiful sight through the television screen. They don't give a damn about like the whole thing.
I would argue that they could probably get just as good a spectacle out of Long Beach, but
It
if you're
different
looking
video.
for blue skies and palm trees, yeah, you're gonna get the same amount both places. One, you don't have to worry about random rain on a Sunday afternoon.
Random torrential downpour thunderstorms, like
Exactly.
lightning.
In a perfectly flat parking lot where there is no natural, slope to pull the water away from the track. It is,
A swimming pool.
yeah. And it's Florida where when shit rains, if it's by the ocean, it floods.
Mm-hmm.
Which is exactly what this entire parking lot area is. It's flat, it's by the ocean. If it rains heavy enough, it will flood.
Oh boy.
And then the yachts are going to float onto the track, and it's going to be a shit show.
That's how they get the yachts out of the in.
They're just going to flood the parking lot and sail them
Float
out.
them out into the sea.
Okay, we have waffled for quite a bit on how much of a shit show the Miami Grand Prix will be. The only thing left to do now is for me to edit this video, post it, and then react to how close we were or not come next week. So I think that's what we're going to do. I have been Raveheart. He has been Taylor Surreal. This has been Max Mosley's Flying Circus, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.